Okay, my name's David. Here we are again. This should be the last video on this. This is going to be the Gravely 800/8000 transmission assembly, and this particular model I've already gone through, putting it together. Just making a quick recap of what we did. Basically, since the differential gear is already installed, I worked in a counterclockwise rotation on each particular shaft to install each gear. Now, usually the inner gears go on first. Go around to the inner shaft on 7, go back to 6, 5, long shaft, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Some of these outer gears you have to play around with, because number 3 here has got to go on before 2, and it's got to go on before 1. So as long as you keep the back half gears in sequence, you should have no problem. Now, one thing, once all the gears are in, make sure you push on each gear, make sure it's properly seated in position. Now, if you look at the gears, when they're lined up properly, all the gears will not overlap. They won't stick out too far. They won't go too far in. They'll be perfectly aligned with the gear all the way around. So to make sure you want to test it, I found if you turn shaft number 7's pinion in both directions is the easiest way to get gears to turn, making sure that the shaft's in neutral, then your gears should spin. And most of them spin. Most of the time the gears have to be perfectly aligned and horizontal to properly turn, but you want to make sure you check all your gears first before you put your outer case on. So now I get a little bit of binding right there, because these shafts aren't perfectly horizontal. So make sure you spin your shafts, make sure they're all turning the gears, there's nothing binding. Make sure you have a little light coat of oil on them, and you should be able to already put your check ball on your number 6 gear, and on the back side back here, make sure you put those in right. On top of the PTO itself, make sure you put your bearing or your check ball and springs, and also on the reverse clutch you got your snap ring, and on the forward clutch on the other side you have the snap ring also, so don't forget your snap rings when we put the case on. Make sure you got a good clean surface for the gasket, and make sure you put the bolts and torque them, and that's it. Thanks very much.